Hey guys, another new video here. So, Project Zomboid Build 42 Unstable finally released. A lot of us have been waiting a long time for this. I only recently got into Zomboid in the last 2 years, I would want to say. So I've been waiting as long as some, but it's here. We're excited. Let's read over it. Build 42 Unstable is now available to play. Those who play Unstable must be aware they're playing a work in progress, which, yes, all the mods are going to be broken, everything's going to be broken. It's basically like the beta. This isn't the full release, but it's in a playable state. The Unstable exists so we can collect feedback and find bugs and improve our game. Some key features, primarily multiplayer, are initially disabled. They will be re-enabled later. Build 41 saves and mods are not compatible with Build 42. This is a huge deal for a lot of people. That hey, we all knew the mods were gonna break. They'll probably be up in a week or two, and that's probably when I'll check it out when some of the mods are updated. Well, assuming they can be updated. We don't know what this changes because this is a massive change. But your saves may break after unstable updates. So again, you're basically playing a beta branch of Zomboid. Do not expect stability you'd get from the main updates. It's probably going to break a bunch of things, a whole lot, but, if you're as excited for Build 42 as I am, hey, it's worth it, right? So, where people have built up a lot of anticipation for the first unstable release and have done our best to make it an enjoyable experience out of the gate. But as those who were present for the first Build 41 unstable release will attest, it's unstable for a reason, and our unstable branches evolve a lot during the process. So please be understanding and constructive if you come across issues. So basically, don't go ranting in the forums like the Zomboid forums or the Steam forums or anything like that saying, oh, this is shit, whatever. Your update broke my game, blah, 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 buggy, blah, blah, blah. You're playing functionally a beta build, okay? So this just goes over how to get in there. And then the bug reporting right here. Now this right here, this is what we want to see. What's available in Build 42 as it launches right now and what's coming later. So, expanded map, new towns and locations, which is huge. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this, but they are adding literally whole new towns in a bunch of new areas across the map. I've been reading every Thursdoid. I'm so excited. Underground areas, basements and high-rise buildings, new lighting system, which looks incredible by the way, darker nights, performance optimization, animal husbandry. So we're actually going to be able to farm animals. So it'll give longer-term players something more sustainable to do instead of being okay, well, I grew cabbages, now I'm just going to eat cabbage for the next 17 years in game. No, I mean, you probably will still grow vegetables, but that'll be to feed your cattle, and then you'll have, breeding your cattle, slaughtering your cattle, things like that. So, very cool, very cool. We haven't had animals in Zomboid yet, and it's just nice to have something new. Wild animals like deer, rats, and rabbits. I personally love playing in a woods, so, hey. A new fishing mechanic, which I'm very excited to find out what that is. Expanded lore, which we've seen in a bunch of the Thursdoids. It'll be things like you can actually read some of the papers now. There'll be flyers and things, and it'll give you a little bit more insight into the world before the Nox event. New build menu, which is incredible. Initial crafting, new UIs, surface crafting, pottery, and blacksmith tech trees. And this is, again, in a woods player, I don't really like going into civilization if I can avoid it. I like to be as self-sufficient as possible because it's a sort of a challenge run I'd like to do where it's okay, I'm in the woods, all I can do is scavenge, how far can I get? And I've even played with some mods and things like that to basically enhance how much you can do because in vanilla you couldn't even make a saw. And I know that they said early on you're still going to be, scavenging buildings for metal and things like that. But it's a very good baseline for modders to build off of. and so we could have a way more in-depth system, and eventually we might even have like medieval Zomboid or something. Improved agriculture and crops, amazing. Dynamic music, okay, the music in Zomboid bangs, okay, just 100%. It's incredible. So, more music, fantastic. Player vocals, which we've seen in one of the Zomboids, I mean Thurshoids, it's very strange hearing an actual like voice character outside of the hey, hey. So, yeah. New clothes, containers, weapons, and world objects. Excited to find that. Better UI scaling, which is always good. Randomized wilderness biomes, new grass, which is something they showed. They got, I think it was a Minecraft modder, or a Minecraft developer from Mojang to make their biome system because it's supposed to be like forever expanding outward now, and it'll just be like randomly generated. Well, not randomly generated. Was it procedural generation? So the way Minecraft kind of does it. So really, really cool. Again, Woods player. Excited for it. Basic tracking and hunting. Improved gunplay, which we've seen. Very cool. New seated animations. Finally. I don't have to use a mod just so I can sit down. Corpse dragging and window checking. Again, massive improvement. More Romero-like zombie spawn locations, which is really good. They had talked about this in one of the Thursdoids that the heat maps were changing, that the zombies would make more sense where they spawn. So you won't see like basically West Point or Louisville amount of zombies out on the roads anymore. Which some zombies on the road made sense because the way the Knox event was described was that people were basically pulling over, getting out of their cars, and turning into zombies once the virus went airborne. But the sheer amount on the roads was just ridiculous. Improved sneaking combat balance and environmental story improvement. So, a bunch of just massive changes, and it doesn't sound like a bunch in these bullet points right here because it's not like full patch notes, whole thing, but this is going to fundamentally change how we play the game, especially the zombie changes, because, like, before you would kind of know, okay, Rosewood's a safe town, whatever. Go to Rosewood, go to maybe Riverside, something like that, less dense zombie population. But now, with the changes to the heat maps and everything like that, you can't really be too sure. So it's kind of like you're going to be playing Zomboid for the first time all over again. Or like when you install a map mod and you aren't really sure where all the zombies are at, you aren't sure what's really safe yet until you actually get there. So it's really exciting. Positive changes. There's some changes that are coming later. Expanded crafting, skills, professions, improved hunting, breakable metal fences, which I believe is going to be for the zombies to break, not the player, because the player can already break them. So it's like the horde thing, or when zombies gather up against a fence, they can break it down now. Multiplayer reintroduced. Raccoons? I guess if you have trash cans or something? Or if you leave rotten food out or something? And question marks for whatever they decide to add. So. And then due to some unavoidable last minute compatibility issues with Unstable for 42 for Mac will arrive in a subsequent update, very possibly falling in the new year, which I don't know how big their Mac audience is, but sorry Mac bros, that really sucks for y'all. Steam Deck controller input is still work in progress and not recommended for play, which makes sense because, I mean, honestly, I'm not really sure how you would play Zomboid with the gamepad. I'm sure that Steam Deck players figured it out. I mean, but that's just very. I never even considered it. Multiplayer will be disabled on the first build, later enabled during the unstable beta process, which makes sense. I mean, it's so early that they just want to iron out the baseline bugs first before they throw another variable into the mix, because multiplayer's always been kind of jank anyways. Our GOG friends will get access to Unstable very soon too. We've just had a lot of on our plate, but we'll try to roll the Unstable out to GOG ASAP. So if you're on GOG, it's coming. Give it maybe a few days or so. But hey. So let's see, the team is still hard at work improving aspects of the game that mixed in during the Unstable beta process. Initial patching, alongside any major issues that arise from the player community, will concentrate on polishing of craft and building UIs, ingredients tuning, XP gain adjustments, more icons, better tooltips, various collision issues. So, very important things, and that really illustrates just how early this is for them. Because, like, collision issues, that I can see being very, very frustrating, especially early on. But we just gotta send them their bug reports. It'll be fantastic. None of these are finalized, and we welcome your thoughts on all of the above so we can prioritize our patching. A focus for us during Unstable will be hunting. Currently, deer migrate over the map along paths preordained at the game start, and they leave poop and broken twigs that those with the tracking skill can follow, which jesters seem to have found cool and atmospheric. These rudiments are fun enough, but to get more Call of the Wild feeling, we're going to have to give the deer, their deaths, and the tracking much more focus during Unstable, as the animal husbandry side of animals is what received more than the lion's share of attention during dev. So, hunting is going to be a major aspect of this, which is really cool. Like, I know a lot of people say, food really isn't a concern in Zomboid if you play, like, on the default loot scarcity and all that, but I personally like to play on, like, just a hair above no loot for anything. And so having, like, okay, early game, what do I do? Oh, I can go hunting instead of just walking up to a pond with a stick and, fail fishing until I finally get a fish. As if my character doesn't starve to death first. So, cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Current known issues. Ballistic system. Shooting at crawlers on the stairs with the new aim system is problematic. This will be addressed in the new year. Okay, so minor issue. I don't think that's anything too bad yet. I guess we'll see when we actually dive in and mess with it. Rare game crash during heavy usage of the M16. Fixing this is a top priority. Crafting search bar ignores selected categories. Oof. I mean, it's gonna get patched. That's just I'm having NAM flashbacks from all the crafting I've done with modded, where by ignoring the categories, my game would basically freeze for like a solid 10 minutes because it'd have like 10,000 or maybe even more recipes to load all at once. I'm like, okay, so recipes can use items instead of values, e.g. hunger values. Batteries can behave oddly. Let's see. Tile properties for new player build constructions need to be set up, so movables can't be picked up, etc. I mean, understandable. Players can't disassemble movable objects to reclaim resources. Grapple tech, clipping and minor animation issues while picking up or dropping corpses, dragging on stairs, and throwing corpses over window frames and fences, which it's brand new. Bugs are expected. Little bit of jank. That's fine. We'll deal with it. Improvements required for turning animation while grabbing, and arm over twist while dragging and turning. Shoving animation currently plays after dropping corpses. That's really funny. So you drop a corpse and you just go, ugh, and shove out. That's really funny. That's a feature, okay? That's not a bug, that is a feature. So, some missing 3D models for icons and items, expected. Not currently able to look around while seated. Not that big of a deal. Some animal pathfinding bugs present, e.g. animals can walk through closed gates. Yeah, that's a little, yeah, that would be an issue. That would definitely be an issue. Liquids UI improvements needed. So we're going to be able to craft with liquids now, because prior to this update, all we really had was water and fuel, I believe. So I wonder if there's going to be new liquids. Interesting. Some hitching while dragging / zooming the new spawn map. Further balance is required for sneaking in different weather and darkness conditions. So, pretty cool stuff overall. I'm excited about it. I'm not sure when we're going to get to Zomboid. Currently deep in Path of Exile 2. I might put out a small video just exploring some of the new changes in a few days or so. We'll see. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks, guys. See you later.